laughs, bits, tangents. Matt and Mike, virginal fans, began watching One Piece and everything the show had to offer, and their nonsense ideas drove them to create their podcast.
Buggy the Clown is back. Fuck.
This is a One Piece podcast.
These words lured listeners to their grand show in what's now known as the funpiecepodcast.
Yayo, 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 ho ho, set sail for Fun Piece. It's the name of the podcast with Matt and Mike. Yayo, yayo, set sail for Fun Piece.
Whoa. Ow.
I think that one was pretty good.
So,
Ooh.
hey everyone, I want to jump right into the first episode, man.
Oh, it's me, Sanji. I'm here to
Sorry.
start the show.
Why is this happening so early?
Hey, everybody, welcome to the Fun Piece Podcast. It's me,
I feel like
Sanji.
Sanji's a little off this week. What do you think?
I just had a bunch of macaroni and
I was
cheese,
gonna
so
say,
my
he
throat's a
sounded
little gummy.
Very
I'm
gummy.
feeling a little
gummed up.
gummy today. Sorry,
Yeah,
everyone.
you do sound very mac and
drink some-
cheesed up.
Let me drink a little water, and then we'll be good to go. Hey, everybody, welcome to the Fun Piece Podcast. My name's Matt.
My name's Mike, and you have to start introducing yourself.
Why?
You have to. Yeah,
I'm not
do it.
I'm not credited on it though.
Yeah, your name's on the thing now.
Your name's on the thing now.
on the art.
It says Matt Mike Historian.
Can't. I don't know that. No,
Can you-
because that requires me committing to the bit, and that's the whole thing.
How about instead of introducing yourself, you just make transponder snail sounds, and that's like as close as you'll get. So I'm like, hey, it's me, Matt, and then Mike says,
Yeah, then I say it's Mike. We should have come up with this before.
I was gonna say we should have decided what bit this was gonna be.
It's fine.
Hey,
I could cut this out.
anyone in an email can make a suggestion. Because I don't feel like introducing myself. But if I can get like a soundboard and just make a different noise every week, I think I'd be okay with that.
Matt, set up your soundboard.
I can set up the little soundboard upstairs for you.
Anyway, this is a virginal tour of the One Piece universe. Matt and myself have not watched this before. The historian has seen everything, read everything, eaten everything, even bathed in everything One Piece.
That's not a joke. Lush made a series of bath bombs with One
Lush
Piece.
made a series of bath bombs that spoiled something for me.
They sure did.
They almost killed me.
Matt stepped foot into a Lush store once in the mall, and it was like, you sent this man to the trenches. He was mustard gassed. He was on his last leg.
I couldn't breathe. There were so many smells. It was like attacking me.
Hey, that's how I feel this time of year. If I walk outside, I know in 10 minutes I'm going to be a big puffy mess.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's the whole conceit of the show. I want to just get into it. Episode 200. Camping trip. So in this episode,
Honk, honk, honk.
Hank...
Honk, honk, honk. Honk.
Jesus.
It's the Buggy Watch, everyone. It's been 66 episodes since we last saw Buggy the Clown.
Buggy Watch.
Just needed to bring
So-
that to everyone's attention.
So in this episode, Hank and his neighbors are taking the boys out on a camping trip so they can get their straight arrow merit badge.
Bobby?
They they come up with
Bobby?
a bunch
Bobby?
of Native American lore traditions to teach the boys and entertain them for the trip so they can just drink the entire time. Part of it is it's not like a super like complicated episode. Like the plot's pretty straightforward.
Bobby?
But so it's Hank, Dale. Who's the bald one?
Bobby?
It's not.
It's Bobby.
No, Bobby's the kid.
Bobby? Can you do a Hank
But the
Hill
point
still?
is, so Bobby, they think they're hunting a snipe in the woods, and then Bobby, what
Bobby.
happens is he knocks out a whooping crane, which is an endangered species, and there's a bunch of like, earthy crunchy types just being like, oh no, those people, and they're like chasing after him, and they keep trying to hide the whooping crane body, but then it wakes up, and they don't get in any trouble. Episode 201.
Hey, Mike, that was great.
Yeah.
Hey, everyone, this is a One Piece podcast, not a King of the Hill podcast.
Unless
you all decide that you want it to be a King of the Hill podcast now. I can't tell you what has happened in any King of the Hill episode ever. I don't think I've watched any full episode ever. And now I know the plot
episode
of one.
3. I've been watching 2 anime, One Piece and King of the Hill.
Yeah.
It's legitimately, if you like slice of life anime and you like weird Americana, King of the Hill is so good because it's just a bunch of like conservative Texans having these very strong beliefs one way, and then just through general life experience having to completely change their story and tone. Like just constantly being like subverted and stuff. It's good.
Was that the point of the show?
That's what I've gathered watching. Well, when I've seen episodes as a kid, I couldn't remember them, but I was just like, oh, this is ugly Simpsons that's not as funny. But it's just like really dry humor. That's all, like very, very dry. And Bobby is Bobby is if Luffy grew up in Texas.
I'm going to get a Japanese dub of King of the Hill and just tell you guys that that's a filler episode for later on in One Piece.
Did you guys know that in Japan they have a subs versus dubs debate about King of the Hill?
Really?
Oh.
Guess why? Who do you think gets fucked up in the dub?
Who's the guy who just sits there and he's like,
That's Boomhauer.
Yeah, it's
Boomhauer gets
Boomhauer.
fucked up in the dub.
Oh, really?
People are like, no, you lose so much of that character. I had a friend explain all this to me forever ago.
Oh my god.
Hey everyone, this is a One Piece podcast. We're watching the second half of G-8, the G-8 arc today, or we did already.
And I've been watching King of the Hill.
And Mike's been watching.
Stay tuned for more of that as I cast King of the Hill characters as who they would be in One Piece.
Goodness, I don't know if I'm prepared for that, or I know enough about King of the Hill to feel one way or the other. Excuse me. Hey, you know how this episode starts?
How?
How many One Piece episodes start with the Straw Hats running away?
Whoa, crazy. Those kids always getting into antics.
Yep. Can I just say a lot happens in these episodes, but also
I have a lot of notes.
Not a lot happens at all. I feel like, to sum it up before we get into it, we got to basically the only thing we got from this is the crew is like, we need to get a dedicated person to fix the ship up. And that was it.
They lost their gold and got their gold. And Jonathan's troops learned that teamwork was important.
A bunch of background characters that we don't care about learned about teamwork.
You wouldn't watch like a little like mini series about the 3 shitty snipers in Jonathan's crew?
I mean, maybe.
A little like office drama set here.
I definitely wrote a note at the end of this, and I was like, I think Jonathan's kind of an idiot. I think he's a guy who
knew what he was doing.
I think he's more. I don't think he's like a Marine.
Oh yeah, he clearly doesn't care. You know, like the guy who is like a manager, but he's like actually a good manager because he knows that you just got to be chill about it.
Yeah.
And like he's been there for so long, nobody can fire him.
Yeah.
That's Jonathan.
Yeah.
Like the store runs perfectly no matter what, and you don't know why because this dude's just in the back smoking pot the entire time.
Yeah. We can all strive to be Jonathan.
Jonathan is really good at fishing. Historian, is Jonathan your favorite One Piece character?
Jonathan arguably is really, really good at fishing.
You should get a Jonathan tattoo, Historian.
Is that the One Piece tattoo I'm going to get? Is Jonathan?
I think so. I think that's it.
Do you know who I'd cast as Jonathan? And was it Jessica?
Yeah.
Yes.
Jessica was the chef.
It would be John Krasinski and Emily Blunt. 1,000%.
Ooh, that'd be fun.
Yeah.
That'd be good.
Power couple. They're the two hottest One Piece characters so far. I'll say it.
John Krasinski.
I still don't want to fuck them because I don't want to fuck cartoon characters.
John Krasinski
John
is
Krasinski
the hottest
and Emily
One Piece character.
John Krasinski and Emily Blunt are the hottest One Piece characters.
Do you think you would get a tattoo of Jonathan and then he's got a fishing rod and then at the end of his fishing line is Jimby?
Ooh. Do you think that happens in the manga?
I
Is
think
Jonathan
so.
in the manga ever?
Wait, is Jimby a fish person? I don't think we know anything about Jimby.
Hey
other
guys.
than he's
Yeah.
Hey
blue.
guys, I just want us to acknowledge I was just asked 6 different questions.
Yeah, why are you gotta answer all of them? You're a historian.
No, I would not get a tattoo of Jonathan catching Jimby. I think that's really rude to Jimby. I've just leaned into calling him Jimby now, which I feel bad about. I think that's rude to Jimby and all fishermen alike. I think that leads down a questionable rabbit hole.
Hachi was catching people. He was fine with it.
I'm trying to
That's true.
remember if any of the G-8 people exist in the manga. They very well could be cover art. My knowledge on the cover art is a little more limited because I'm still actively... I am caught up reading, but I skipped some of the earlier arcs reading because I had watched it. So there's going to be stuff in going through the cover art with you guys that will also be new to me.
All right, Mike, I think we've prolonged this long enough.
I was just looking up what fish genitals look like because I wasn't sure what Jimby or Arlong had.
Claspers, baby.
Fit.
Claspers?
Claspers, that's the name for the shark genitalia. My sister's a
Um,
marine biologist.
She is. Should I ask her to describe a clasper? Can someone
Oh, so
describe a clasper to me? I'm interested.
I know how like sharks fuck is pretty intense.
Yeah, that's just
Really?
murder.
Do they just like
Yeah,
vibrate?
It's just sexual assault.
Yeah.
like how birds do it?
Worse. They use the teeth to like hang on.
I was going to say that a lot of
What?
sharks will die during.
What?
Did you
Yeah.
not get...
It's not as majestic as like an anglerfish.
Yeah.
Is it like in the Speed Racer movie where they have the little claw that shoots out from underneath the car and grabs onto the other one and then they spin around in circles really fast and then they like whip the other car into the abyss? Is that what happens with this
Yeah.
clasper this shark has?
Yeah, but it's just like the Speed Racer movie.
Hell yeah. So majestic and beautiful and colorful.
Let's not talk about shark genitalia.
I'm talking
Maybe.
about Speed Racer, baby.
We got through one thing.
Hey, we're all
And it is my fault for Googling fish genitals.
Yeah, you did that. You did this.
Condoriano crawls out of some rubble. Luffy punches a bunch of Marines. Every episode, Luffy punches a bunch of Marines.
I don't.
They all get cornered in the hallway. What?
I don't usually give the episode special titles, but I wanted to give these episodes the title overall: Marines doing Marines shit.
Yeah, I think it's very funny that the Marines all have baseball caps. I don't know
They
why.
do look like a baseball team. They all look like a baseball team.
It's just so casual. Like they all have like rolled up sleeves and baseball
It's not.
caps.
They're not actually like Marines, as in like a military force.
Yeah.
That's just the name of their little league team. They're called the Marines.
So good. You can always tell like the really unimportant Marines if you can't see their eyes. It's so good. My episode title for this episode is number 201. Watching it was pretty fun. And the background MVP is Snail Fitbits.
Oh, nice.
Because I think for the first time we see the snails that track all the Marines' steps.
Yeah, and talk to them. And they
Do
say,
you think they
"Good
just, like,
job."
it's like every step there's like 1, 2,
They're
3.
Your heart rate is increased. Please slow down.
You received a text from Jonathan. Would you like me to read it? Do you want to play a game on me? I've got Snake.
Ooh, I've got Clasper. Luffy and them run outside, and Jonathan's up on his office balcony, and he's just shouting down to them, being like, "Well, hey, Straw Hats, I'm gonna get you."
I feel like most of the time he was like, if I capture him, great, but he clearly just didn't care that much.
No, he didn't.
Like, he just let things happen, and like the entire time it was just like whatever. It was pretty clear he didn't want to kill these children.
Yeah. At one point, Luffy says, "Oh, it's that fortress guy," but I misheard him and thought he said, "Oh, it's that gorgeous guy."
That would be very. It would be so good.
And I was like, I would like to think that Luffy is not against like throwing out like a compliment for someone as he's about to like kill a guy or beat him up. He's just like, "Oh, you're so gorgeous." Pom, 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 pom. It's good.
Yeah, he oh man, that was all awful audio. I just adjusted my microphone.
Hell yeah. Adjusted up, baby.
Yeah, unless they're like the main villain of an arc. Unless he's like, I'm gonna kick so-and-so's, I'm gonna kick blank's ass.
Yeah.
It doesn't like he's 100% down to just like be buds.
Hell yeah.
It's the Goku method.
Yeah. Jonathan sets an ambush for the Straw Hats as they're like going to take off in the Merry. They say something about a straw gate. I don't understand what a straw gate is. They don't describe what a straw gate is.
The sea gate?
No, they say straw gate, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, that's like when they thought that Luffy assassinated the president.
That's when Luffy was playing professional football, and he was going in the back room and putting straw inside all of the footballs to make them lighter.
Oh, that's a way later version of what I was gonna say. Or what I did say. I said it out loud.
You did.
Jonathan's going to get Unit 55 out here. I fucking love Unit 55. I'm all about Unit 55.
Yeah. Why
are you a bunch of big guys?
Just a bunch of big boys doing big boy things.
They're all just built like upside down Doritos.
Yeah.
And they're so crafty. Like the one with the boxing gloves, he's just like, I studied your moves.
Yeah. I've been studying your moves. I've been studying the footage. Checking out the tape.
And they're just like,
I heard about Strawgate.
He contacts them on the snailogram, and he just hears them like chanting in the background, and he's like, Jonathan is so just taken aback by it. He's like, I don't like these guys. These guys are too much for me.
Yep. That all happens. Meanwhile, Chopper and Nami are still holed up in the infirmary, and Dr. Kabato, the pediatrician, covers for them when a bunch of Marines come in. And Kabato's like, no, these are definitely not pirates. But then she starts screaming.
Chopper tells her that they're pirates like 3 times.
Yeah.
She saw him transform, and then it's not until he gets big that she's like, wait, you can transform.
Yeah. She's like, wait, what?
What? But yeah, she freaks out. They bust in, the Marines bust in, and then Nami ties herself up somehow, and then Chopper just hides in a sick dude's bed, and they play it like the actual pirates went into the air duct.
Yep. And then Kabato's like, quick, I'll take you to my father down at the docks. And at that point I was like, it's definitely Mekeo. Who the fuck else?
I missed that line. So like later on when Mekeo was like, that's my daughter, I was like, what happens in this episode?
The boys are out on the bridge and they're looking at it and they're like, oh, this bridge.
Every trap is like, they're like, that's a trap. And Luffy's like, yep, let's go.
Yep. And then talking about annoying stuff is annoying. He says, and then he just takes off.
I've got a book somewhere. I think I still have it. It's all just like Kermit the Frog quotes as like daily mantras.
Hell yeah.
Do you think they have that with Zoro?
I would fucking love that. I'm sure. I'm sure he has some great quips.
Worrying about annoying stuff is annoying. So good.
They get on the bridge. Unit 55 ambushes them. Luffy gets all pig-piled by a bunch of dudes.
They fit like 12 of those buff men in a fucking box.
They, Sanji tries to kick some dudes, but then gets like grabbed, and then Usopp starts impact dialing one guy.
Zoro takes out his swords and then punches them.
Yeah. Yep.
It's like,
and then
Zoro gets like, the second Ninja Turtles movie and how they just didn't. They're like, no, we can't. It can't be too violent, so none of the turtles can use their weapons.
Yeah.
So they just still punch and kick the shit out of people, but just not with like sticks.
Yeah. Exactly.
That's Zoro. Like Zoro got like a rating decrease.
I mean, that's fine. We can accept that. The Unit 55 says they put the N in Navarone. And then
I don't know what that means.
I don't know what that means either. I wrote that, and then I wrote, what the fuck?
I wrote Usopp says ass. I don't know why I was thrown off by that, but I don't think Usopp cusses that much.
Yeah. Usopp was all freaking out that like they're going to be captured because everyone has been grabbed, but then immediately Luffy just like throws all the dudes off himself and Gum Gum bazookas all the dudes, and then he does a Gum Gum battle axe, and then Sanji's just like, well, they're screwed.
Yeah. Yeah, everyone's like, there we go.
And then the bridge breaks from Luffy's hit because Luffy's just too fucking strong.
There is a lot of like Zoro and Sanji especially just being like, even though they're two powerhouses, they're like, yeah, we are just gonna treat Luffy like he's a feral animal that we just have to point in the right direction.
Yeah, pretty. I mean, hey, if I had that guy as that strong a person, I would just be like, yeah, you go over there, I'm just gonna chill.
Yeah,
everything's fine, whatever.
Absolutely.
They are the chill bosses, and they've figured out how to just smoke weed in the back while the one worker out front does all the work.
Yeah, it's true. I think it's important to note that Usopp pulls out an impact dial and like blocks a bunch of attacks with it, which charges it up.
Yes, because that comes into play later.
Yeah.
They get to Dock 88.
Yep, they escape, and then there's like a weird cut where Nami, Chopper, and Kabato just crash into Usopp.
Yep.
And everyone's already like tired, and Luffy is tied up.
Yes.
In a little net.
And that's the end of the episode.
It's the end of the episode. Did I say the background MVP?
You said it was...
I did.
Yeah, you did.
I did. It's fine.
Episode 2. That was good. That was our best one yet.
Was it? It sounded... Historian? Scale of 1 to 10.
Oh, like a 14.
Let's fucking go.
Hell yeah. My episode title for this one was I ate a really good buffalo chicken wrap while watching this.
I wrote yummy animation.
Oh. There was very yummy animation. My background MVP was hostage negotiations.
Ooh.
My first note is 1 billion Marines.
Yep. Mine was yummy animation. Basically, we like cut back in time a little bit because from like we get to Luffy and them arriving at Dock 88 and not immediately getting fucking whacked in the face by Nami. Basically, they get to the dock and then we see like Luffy like fucking Gum Gum balloons and Gum Gum whips and Gum Gum gatlings. A bunch of Marines. They do a bunch of flashbangs to like throw a bunch of smoke and shit up in the air to blind people. And
holy shit, like Sanji's struggling, right?
Yeah.
And he's like coughing, he kicks a couple guys. And then a dude leaps at him with a sword through the smoke and just gets fucking blasted by Usopp. And I got so excited. I'm like, fucking finally. Why did it take this long for Usopp to remember he has a long-range weapon and is really good with it? Because I guess Oda just didn't care. Because it's only the filler stuff where we see Usopp being a competent sniper. Like
Usopp is probably the most competent for
this whole thing.
This whole arc. This whole like 6 episodes, he's like the master planner.
Do the anime like producers like Usopp more than Oda does?
I wouldn't say that necessarily. I feel like there's definitely two immediate instances I can think of later on in arcs where like the turning of the tide is Usopp. So he gets his moments.
Okay. He definitely seems like just unsung hero and like showing his competencies a lot during these last few episodes.
He gets to be,
and it's just cool seeing him fight.
He gets to be so powerful because he is just a guy. That becomes its own superpower eventually.
I feel like he just becomes fucking Batman because he has like his fucking gadget belt, and then like
he's mortal in a way that nobody else is.
Yeah. So he needs to come up with fun, interesting, smart ways to like hold his own. Also, apparently, after the fucking time skip, he gets jacked, which I disagree with.
It's fine. Everybody's got abs in this universe.
They shouldn't. Anyway, Usopp puts his glasses on. Zoro does a dragon twister. And then
there's a lot of Zoro giving shit to Sanji too.
Yeah,
he's like, unlike Loverboy.
Yeah, the two of them start fighting, and then Luffy gets netted with a sea prison stone net.
Yeah. Oh, after he also doesn't he also punch Zoro and Sanji during this fight?
Yeah. Uncontrollable.
And that's when Nami, Chopper, and Kabato come in and knock Usopp down, and then Chopper is like ravenously angry.
Yeah, he just starts playing a tough. Well, Kabato like winks and starts screaming, and then Chopper immediately like gets big and starts tough guying, like be like, oh, I'm gonna rip her head off. Look at me, I'm devastating and scary.
Yeah. 2 minutes.
Yeah. I did write a note. I was like, I want to see more Zoro Chopper shenanigans, because then like Zoro started to be like, yeah, you better watch out, folks. This guy's he means business.
Dad Zoro is so good because like everybody loves Chopper. Whenever Chopper does something, they're just like, good job, little guy. Like, and Chopper like saying all that stuff. I think. Zoro's just really proud. He's just like slow clapping. He's like, nice.
Yeah, he just starts, he's like, yeah, nice, clapping. Good job, Chopper. I was like, fuck yeah.
I would take more episodes that were just like one-on-one interactions with unusual characters. I really like Sanji and Luffy together.
Yeah.
Sanji, and Luffy, Zoro and Chopper would be amazing to see more of.
Sanji, Luffy, Zoro, Chopper. Robin Usopp is always fun. I like Robin Usopp. We got that a bunch.
That is such a good dynamic. I think Robin, I don't know for sure, but I feel like multiple times she's like, she'll lean in over to Usopp and be like, you almost just died. And he goes, I know.
She's like, maybe you shouldn't do that again. And he's like, I fucking know.
You know what pairing I don't want to see anymore?
What?
Is Sanji and Nami.
Yes, I couldn't wait until those scenes were ending. Just because of Sanji being Sanji.
It's fun when he goes from like weird wiggly caricature to just complete deadpan serious Sanji.
Yeah.
That's pretty good, but yeah, we get into those some in later episodes.
Back in the kitchen, all the chefs are feeling vulnerable after Sanji left, because they're like, that pirate chef was way better than we were. And then he had like left recipes for them to use, but Chef Jessica's like, nah. Like,
we ain't using those dirty pirate recipes, not in my kitchen.
Not in my fucking kitchen. And they're like, but please, all the Marines want this food. They don't want our shitty food.
They'll starve.
Yep. We get confirmation then that Mekeo is Kabato's dad. Chopper being a hostage taker, the Marines give in to him being all aggressive and stuff, so then they start leading Chopper and all the Straw Hats start leading themselves towards the ship through like a sea of Marines, but then the Marines get up behind them and they grab Kabato. Their cover's blown.
Oh yeah, they like sneak through the
crowd.
And Nami just punches the one that tries to grab her.
Yep. Mekeo releases the Going Merry into the water from where it was like up out of the water, and he's like, "Whoops, what did I do?"
And I think Zoro's like leaning on Luffy, and he's like, "Nah, it's like time to shine." And Luffy's like, "Okay," and just fucking clotheslines everybody onto the ship, and then grabs it and pulls himself and Zoro, and they just go full like top of their head collision into the side of the Going Merry, and then flop back on.
Yeah, it's great.
Before Sanji and Nami then also kick Luffy's face in.
Yeah, it's awesome. It's great.
Oh, so good. Every time Luffy has to like slingshot somebody, I'm so for it. It's like he just doesn't account for the extra weight. That's all it is.
Well, that, and I just think he doesn't care about anyone else's well-being. He's like, they'll be fine, and just like launches himself. Yeah, they'll take enough pain. It's okay.
That boy lives life like a baby in a Popeye cartoon walking across steel girders. He knows it's all just gonna fall into place for him. Do we historian, do we get a reason for that? Is there like a lore reason?
For what specifically?
Luffy's plot armor?
In some degree, yes. In other degrees, no.
Interesting.
In some way, because it's funny, but there is, later on in the series, something that could be, I think, reasonably used to explain a certain extent of it.
Okay. The luck fruit. Luffy's mom, alligator. New theory.
Oh, Crocodile's dad.
Yeah. Luffy's mom.
Luffy's mom is Crocodile's dad.
Yeah, Crocodile and Luffy, siblings. Because sand is the opposite of rubber.
Is there a glue fruit, you think?
There's gotta be.
Because that's like the ultimate. That's the ultimate antagonist for Luffy. He's rubber, and then there's glue. All right.
It should be like
whatever bounces off me sticks to you.
It's gonna be Kobe.
Kobe gets the glue fruit.
I said it in Discord. I'm convinced this fucking series is going to end with Kobe catching Luffy and publicly executing him. And Luffy's going to be like, I hid my treasure on the Grand Line. Go find it. And he starts the second pirate era. Where
I left the two
Goofy
piece.
And Doro
go find the 2-piece.
It's 2 pieces. Gum die, and then he gets crucified by Kobe as Kobe stabs him right in the liver or whatever.
Perfect.
It's like between the ribs. I don't know. Yeah. I didn't go to religion school.
I got very concerned at this point. I was like, where the fuck is Robin?
Yeah,
because they're all just like busting the fuck out, and I was like, Robin's just nowhere to be found. And then they get on the ship and they start like taking off, and then Robin just like breaks a bunch of dudes' necks.
Yeah, and then Spider-Man's to the ship.
Yeah.
You're like, what are you attached to?
Yeah. She gets cornered in like a library, and then like by a bunch of Marines, and she's like, well, I guess it's time to go. And then just like breaks a bunch of dudes' necks, and then all of a sudden we cut to the ship, and she's just like swinging down on a bunch of fucking hands. And then Jonathan just watches the Straw Hats go by, and they're like, I don't know. They're like, we can't shoot. What is it? They can't shoot.
They still think there's a hostage.
Yeah, they think Nami's a hostage still, so they can't like shoot to kill.
Commanders.
But then,
and Jonathan Price says there's more than 2 ways to catch a fish.
Yeah, he says like. The Straw Hats took the bait. They're going towards the gate. And whatever. Anyway,
this is more fun than fly fishing.
They should have put on their waders.
Patience is key when catching a trout.
Teach a man how to fish, and he'll feed himself straw for life.
Teach a man fish, catch pirate day, every learn life fishing. Episode 2.
Jonathan, I wanna fuck a fish.
Well, good for Jonathan. He's got a lot of options.
The only thing that happens at the end of the episode is Nami freaks the fuck out because she realizes that the gold is gone.
Yeah.
She like has like extra sensory, and she's like, and then she goes running down, and the gold
Luffy
is
gum
gone.
balloons like the cannons to bust open the Sea-Gate thing.
Yeah.
And the gold's gone. The gold.
The gold's gone.
I was like, is this going to be a thing where they like get money and then lose the money and then get money then lose the money? Like that happens in so many things. It's like a Cowboy Bebop thing. They never can fucking make money, and it's just like, let them have money, please.
Yeah.
I don't need my fantasy characters to be poor as shit too.
Yeah.
Episode 203. Sorry, I'll back that up.
Episode 203. Thank you. I appreciate you including me in on that.
Yeah, I really just rolled into that.
Yep.
Brutalizing it. The Going Merry appreciation episode.
Yeah. Yeah.
Background MVP,
This is fucking-
actual Mary.
Yep. Oh my God! You heard his voice.
Yeah,
He's back.
I did.
His voice, not what I remember his voice being.
He's just like an elegant sounding dude.
He's just like,
a
oh,
butler.
this is the Going Merry. And I was just like, who the fuck is this fucker?
He's a guy who designed one of the greatest ships of all time.
Did he design it, though?
And built it. I feel like we already have been over this. That like it's confirmed.
It's
Mary.
confirmed Mary did build the Going Merry. He designed and crafted.
But did he build it like with his bare hands, or did he like build it where like he hired some contractors to actually build it, and he just kind of stood there drinking tea being like, ooh,
I'm gonna choose to
I
believe he built
spent a
it from,
bunch of other people's money.
from everything
Well,
it shows
Mary was, like-
online. I think he built it.
Mary was like on sabbatical for a while during the beginning of the Syrup Village arc before he came back. Dude was ready to shoot on sight a child, no less. He was ready to shoot a child. Seen some shit. I have no doubt he could build a boat. You're just mad. You're just mad. This is an Usopp situation. You're just mad because you got Big Mary energy, Matt.
I'm mad.
You're so
No,
much like Mary.
I'm mad because that motherfucker got fucking killed, and he shouldn't be alive.
I'm sorry. Do you still like Gonfall? Do you still like Robin? Do you still like Zoro?
No, but he shot a gun,
Yeah.
and then he got clawed up by Clawhador.
Yeah. How many people did Clawhador kill?
None.
Yeah.
Actually,
How many people has
didn't he
any-
kill- didn't he kill what's her face's parents? We don't
No.
need to bring him up. We don't need
They,
to
like,
talk about
died.
him. Okay, we don't need to
It's-
talk about him. We don't need to talk about him.
Has any villain killed anyone except for
Arlong.
Arlong killing the vibe?
Arlong.
Bellamir's fine. She's a force ghost. She chose to be executed to elevate Nami.
Is
to
that
become-
one of Bellamir's nicknames? The Vibe. Does she have other names? Because I feel like that should be added to the wiki. The Vibe.
Man, Bellamir's cool.
Yeah, I am. Anyway, so
I don't have a
fucking
transition for this.
that's fine. The episode happens. The Straw Hats shenanigans music is playing.
Nami's the actual captain of this ship.
Yes, and it's fine. It's happening. Nami starts being like, "We're not fucking leaving until we go get our gold," and everyone's like, "Ah," and she's like, "No, we're going to get the gold." So everyone agrees. They turn the ship around. They start like ducking and diving through a bunch of
I
smoke.
got a good. They're fog dodging the marine ships.
Yup.
A little fog dodging.
And then they're like, "What are we supposed to do now?" And then Robin's like, "Oh, we should just park it over here at one of these docks that they don't use anymore."
Robin walks over. She's like, "I've got some basic life experience. Here you go."
I'm 10
you
years.
bunch of kids.
I'm 10
You know
years
how-
older than you, Nami. You should listen to me. I'm your elder.
Is Robin secretly the least cool Straw Hat? Because she's
28.
she's just the adult hanging out with high schoolers.
They're not all high schoolers, okay? I mean, yeah, that's fair. I guess that's
sorry.
true.
One of
She's-
them's a dropout because he wouldn't stop drinking.
Yeah, that's fair. Just a 28
Zorro.
year old hanging out with a bunch of high schoolers. That's cool.
Yeah.
Who would do that? Anyway, they get to an old dock. Then Jonathan's like standing on his balcony still, and he's sniffing the air. I'm making this up, and he's just like, "I still know they're here. They definitely didn't leave.
They're not going anywhere without their gold.
They're not going anywhere without their gold." So we cut to the kitchen. The chefs want to cook Sanji's food, and then Jess says, "Fine."
Yeah. During this, did you notice I described it as some real Bow Chicka Bow Wow music.
Oh, when they start cooking.
Yeah, there's like some
Oh.
Skinamax music playing.
Oh,
during
for
this.
sure. They kept like doing little like just little stingers of that the weird Bow Chicka Bow Wow music. It was
Yeah.
very interesting. But then like the rest of the episode, we just get a fucking clip show of like
Yeah,
all the
they
adventures with the
do-
Mary.
I think the important thing is they talk about the gold.
Yep.
What they're gonna do with it. Nami's like, I need a chunk of it to, like 80% or something. Then she's like, it's just to repair the Going Merry because the boat deserves that much.
Yeah.
Which is like, again, I like that is a continuation of her growth. She's like, I don't need it for me. Like, what do I need? We just need the ship to be in good shape.
Yeah.
And everybody reflects on the good times. Zorro openly is like, I have a drinking problem, and this gold is gonna help me fuel that.
Yeah. They all decide that they need to get a proper shipwright for the crew because Usopp sucks at it.
I love that he's like, yep, I do. Not something I'm like, I don't want to do it, don't like it, but I have to.
Yeah. I really identified that. I really
'Cause you
identified
are
with
Usopp?
that. I mean, I guess, yeah, in my job, but yeah. I had a meeting right before this recording where someone said something, and I was just like, well, I'm not that profession, but I've done my best at it. And they're all like, you're not? I was like, fuck off. Anyway, we're not going to get into that. They got to get golds, baby. They got their gold back to fix the ship. Robin points out on the map, she's like, maybe this giant vault here. This giant vault.
It's probably the vault where the gold is.
And then Usopp glues a bunch of paper over the Going Merry to make it look like a marine ship.
And wood. There's like some wood. It's great.
They don't mention wood though. They just say paper. They're
We
just
definitely
like,
see that there's wood later on.
they're like, you just glued a bunch
it's
of
definitely
paper on the
majority
ship.
paper mache.
And then they're like, all right, at midnight, the Operation Get Our Gold. And they're like, and Chopper's like, why don't we just go right now? And they're like, well, because midnight's the time where you do things.
Yeah, and I think they end up going later on because they get trapped at 9 p.m. So this is like happening at 8 p.m.
Yeah.
There's some good stuff that happens. Luffy is like very to the point, like, we should get a shipwright because that's a responsible thing to do. We need a shipwright. It makes sense.
Yeah.
Then he sits down and he's like, and also a musician.
And everyone's like, shut the fuck up.
He just takes like elegant tea sips.
Yeah.
And then it cuts to Usopp and like Zoro also taking little tea sips, which I liked. And we get a good Luffy-ism, which is hide a tree in a forest and a big ship among big ships. And that's how they decide to go about what they do.
They do it. And that's the end of the episode.
Man, we're cruising through this, man.
We
This
are.
might be a sub. Let's go for a sub hour. Let's speed run this.
I mean, we could try.
don't
I
think
do have a
people would
lot
like
of
to listen
notes.
to that.
I have a lot of notes still, so we have things to do.
Yeah, I got a note about broccoli.
Episode 204.
Sorry, Luffy, your gold is in another castle. I didn't like that one as much. I felt like it was kind of contrived and obvious.
Yeah, I didn't like that.
I haven't topped Episode 200, boom clap, the sound of my fart.
Yeah, that was.
It's.
You peaked at 200.
Do you guys know what it's like to peak at episode 200 of 1,000 show?
No, it'll come back around. It's gonna come back
Oh.
around. It's gonna come
Get
back
fucking
around.
better.
It's okay.
We're gonna have so many good ones when Frankie comes on board.
Who the fuck is Frankie?
Did you see the Johnny Bravo Toonami
I got
clip?
I got that clip from you, and then I got it sent to me by a bunch of other people. But
Good.
yes.
It's Johnny Bravo basically doing what we're doing, where he recaps an episode of Dragon Ball Z really quickly.
It's so
He's
good.
like, oh, that Frieza guy is like, what's that half man doing floating around? Oh, he's gone. Okay. Oh, that Goku's mad. So good.
Should we do that for a bonus episode if we ever do a Patreon or something where we just mute it and then we just do Sanji voices? Like, hey, oh, and now Sanji's taking his knife and he's chopping the onions. Oh, I'm doing such a great job. Ooh. Maybe.
Yes, I like that. I'm 100% for that. We need an entire Sanji episode. Let's do a whole Sanji arc. Historian, do you think that's a good idea?
I'm not gonna encourage that behavior, but I'm not gonna yuck on your yum.
Okay. That's a yes.
Episode 204.
204.
Usopp's got plans.
Usopp has plans.
Nami.
Luffy, Robin, Zoro, and Usopp are going for gold. And my dearest Nami and me is getting to go in the waiver. We're gonna go get it.
And I get to hug her.
Hey, I'm walking here.
I can't do this. I'm sorry.
Tony's left behind. I've had enough tequila that I can.
All right. I wrote Marines doing Marine shit. There was a lot of Marines talking this episode, and I didn't care.
Why did they leave Chopper behind
Because they left
when
Chopper
he is
behind.
one of two stealthy Straw Hats?
Is he stealthy though? Because he
Yeah.
he looks like a raccoon dog.
But he was the stealthiest when they first came here. Like, came to G8.
Yeah.
Him and Nami.
I feel like
Nami was doing some Hitman shit. Tony was doing some Metal Gear Chopper stuff.
maybe it's because they thought maybe they had to do a murder, and they were like, let's not bring the 13-year-old to murder. Let's leave the 13-year-old back at the ship in case we need to bloodily murder someone.
I get Usopp does say, like, we want you to be safe in case we get fucked up, because we don't want our doctor to be hurt.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Which is a bummer. I feel like, I guess this arc has been doing a good job of, like, utilizing Chopper, but I don't think Chopper's had too many good big moments since, like, Alabasta.
He got his first confirmed kill in Skypiea.
That's true.
I think he's one of the few people who actually killed someone in Skypiea.
I think he's the only person who killed anybody in Skypiea.
Well, he killed that one Sky Priest,
Yeah.
and then
Oh, no, Sanji killed the other one.
Sanji killed that other one, and then who killed the...
That guy, I think he killed himself.
Yeah, I think he killed himself too. And there was another one. What'd that guy do? Zoro.
know.
Zoro killed that guy. Sanji.
I'm gonna be honest, Matt. You know what I could never go my entire life without never thinking about again?
Skypiea.
Is this the Sky Priests? I'm fine with Skypiea. You know, there's stuff in there. I like the dials. The Sky Priests, just in and out, just gone. Whatever their names were, don't care.
The ordeal of balls. It's fine.
Jonathan doesn't like broccoli.
Jonathan doesn't like broccoli. He doesn't like carrots or peas.
Doesn't like them.
He's a little baby
Does
boy.
not care. He
likes-
makes Drake eat his food because
Drake-
Drake is a dog.
Because Drake is a grooming rap artist. What? What? What are you laughing about? Isn't he? Isn't that a thing? Isn't that like
I don't know.
isn't
I
that
don't
like
know
a thing
anything
in
about
popular
Drake.
culture? And like everyone's like, oh yeah, Drake did that, but like he makes good
Historian?
music, so we're not going to talk about it.
What am I giving
Isn't
an opinion on?
Isn't the musical artist Drake from the Degrassi?
He's from the Degrassi. What the fuck?
Isn't he like a groomer? Wasn't it like he messages teenage girls and stuff? But like everyone's like, oh, that's just, we don't talk about it. But like he definitely does that. Am I out of line? I'm not a Drake fan, so I don't know. I just know he started from the bottom. Now he's here.
You aren't out of line. It was a thing a couple of years ago, back when Millie Bobby Brown was still a minor. And like freshly famous off the first season of Stranger Things. She would like come out in interviews and say, like, oh no, I'm really good friends with Drake. We like talk about boys and stuff. And it's like, Millie, you are a late teenager. This is a much older man. What's going on? And then it just kind of died down after that. But he seems like a little bitch. So yeah, no, never liked him, never will.
Hey, is this hey One Piece fans, you motherfuckers, Fun Piece fans out there, if you want more Drake talk about a person we are not familiar very well with their music and only vaguely familiar with them in pop culture, send us a transponder snail.
He fondled a 17-year-old girl on stage once.
Goodness. All right. Well, hey,
2010.
Let's move away from that marine.
Yeah, what a shitty. He ate the creep fruit.
Am I right?
Better than the piss fruit, and we all know who ate that.
Yep.
Anyway,
Jonathan doesn't like Inspector Shepard, whatever his name is, formerly Condoriano.
And Jonathan like tricks Shepard into getting involved.
Yes.
In order to fuck with him. You know what's really important though among all this is that Chopper's lonely.
Yeah, I wrote Chopper alone. That was my next note.
I forget if it's this episode or the next episode, but there's just a good. I'm surprised there's no gif of it. Just Chopper walking, like pacing back and forth, being like, "I'm okay being alone. Everything's fine. Everything's good." And then Sanji and Nami come back, and he's like, "Oh, thank God."
Yeah.
Like, feel that on a visceral level.
Yeah.
What else is going on in this episode?
Nami and Sanji are trying to get to the waiver that is stuck in some grass that Nami stoked. All the other boys are in barrels. Usopp, Zoro, and Luffy are with Robin. They were in barrels, then they're not. They see a big door on a cliff, and they're like, that's where the vault is. So then Usopp, belts.
He's getting good with that thing.
Yeah, he shoots that over. Everybody launches over there. Usopp hurts himself. Both groups going for the waiver or for the gold of Straw Hats make it into the fortress, and we see all the Marines are hiding and watching them, getting ready to ambush them.
Yep. Yeah, we see them all like crawling out of the woodwork.
Yep. Sanji kills a guy.
Yeah, Sanji and Nami just meet one fucking like green blood, and Sanji just kicks him in the gut, takes him out easily.
Usopp and Robin break open the big safe inside the vault room.
What? The big...
They get like inside the big door in the fortress, and there's a vault where they think all the gold is.
Luffy tries to punch it first.
Yes.
Which ricochets and decks Zoro in the face. Which is also fun. Sorry. I've got bad allergies. I apologize.
How dare you? How dare.
They get cornered, and that one Marine is trying to give a speech and then just gets shot in the gut by Usopp.
Yep.
Which is just like the second good Usopp moment in all this.
Sorry, I jumped ahead. And then they open the safe.
That's all good. Yeah, they start to open the safe. The gears, I feel like after the first lock was done, maybe it's like, this seems like a really impractical safe to use for just a little bit of gold.
Yeah.
Because the gears fall off and then the door just falls down. There's no like hinges.
Yeah. It just, the whole thing breaks. It's a one-time safe.
Yeah.
And what's inside the big safe?
A picture.
A picture
of an elephant tuna.
A big old fish.
Yep.
Nice.
And a to be continued card
Yep.
And then a preview for episode 205, followed by
Episode
200.
That was good.
What
That was
is?
it.
Can I ask something?
Yeah.
What's happening with the announcing of the episode number? I feel like it's just losing shape more and more every time.
I think we're just playing in the space a little bit. We're having fun.
Yeah, we're just kind of existing in each other's space.
I feel like
I've had tequila. I've been drinking.
Yeah, he's having
I've been doing a
tequila,
Zorro.
and I'm just trying to get on the level. You know,
Mhm.
I'm trying to just for the listeners out there, you motherfuckers, just trying to get in there. Is it offensive that I've leaned fully into calling everyone motherfuckers?
The vocal minority doesn't seem to care.
I think that's great. I think if we were to ever get really popular and then have like a live show, and I'd be like, "What's up, motherfuckers?" I think everyone would have a great time.
You all should tell your friends and family and loved ones and coworkers to listen to this so we can have a live show someday.
Yeah, that'd be fun. We could play the game
Right.
live. And then it'd be like Price is Right, where the two of us are running around on stage being like, 2, 1, 4.
Matt and I both show up dressed up as Sanji.
But then we have rip-away suits, and then underneath we have other character outfits on
my
underneath.
God. I like it.
Oh, man. It's such a
And
good...
then we have to model a little snail phone, and the historian is not on stage but is projecting out of that.
I think that would be hilarious.
Oh, man.
What a good time.
Yeah. So yeah, episode 205. That's what's going to happen. That's the inevitable outcome of this podcast. Episode what the?
Oh, ghosts?
Sorry, did you hear that?
No, I just watched you get scared. Really,
There's like rustling. Episode 205.
Dude,
Jonathan, Marine and Master Bator.
Oh, nice. Got him.
The background MVP is the crab at the very end of this episode that's on the side of a
The
cliff.
crab. I was wondering. I noticed that crab. I was like, that's a nice. I like
That's
that
a
crab
nice
there.
crab.
That's a nice,
Nice.
crab.
That's a really nice crab.
I'd kiss that crab.
I'd let that crab give me life advice while I lost my voice going on land, trying to seduce a man
I'd
Hey.
kiss that crab on the
as
cheek.
a 16-year-old girl.
And
Hey, she
What?
she did save his life. That was a convenient
Uh-huh.
thing for him. She was an explorer first and foremost. He was a convenient thing, but she only ever dreamed of land and exploring. Do not badmouth the Little Mermaid on this podcast.
I didn't. I haven't seen The Little Mermaid in a long time. How's that new one? Is that out?
I didn't realize you were talking about the Little Mermaid.
Yeah. Did I mention that Sanji was trying to get a kiss the girl moment in the last episode?
No, but you did now. And
yeah.
I heard the only thing I've seen about the Little Mermaid is I saw a video that they played the new Transformers movie trailer and the new Little Mermaid trailer at the same time, like over each other at a movie theater, and it matched up perfectly. It was great.
Oh, that's incredible.
It got to like the end of the trailer. I think it was just the Little Mermaid's audio though. So it was like part of your world, and she's like on the rock singing, but then like superimposed on that is like Optimus Prime standing up. It was great. I was having a great time watching
It's
that.
the crossover we need.
Yeah, Little Mermaid Little Mermaid, The Dark of the Moon.
Is that out?
I don't know, man. I don't.
Historian?
I don't know if it's currently out. I have weird mixed feelings about it. I feel bad I can't think of the woman's name who's playing Ariel. I think she's going to do a fine and great job. But I know this is a cash grab by Disney to keep their copyright on the Little Mermaid project as they're doing.
Is that why they do these?
That's why they're currently,
Yeah.
rebooting a bunch of stuff. It's to not lose copyright. And also, as I think stated previously before in this episode, my sister is a marine biologist, so at least twice a week I will get a photo of like a screenshot of a new Little Mermaid trailer with her just like super nitpicky being like,
Some of these aren't even saltwater species. These wouldn't be able to exist together. They totally mutated the designs. Like, Sebastian, the crab, that's a land crab. That crab can't survive underwater, but he's underwater the entire length of the movie.
Interesting.
So
but he's
that's my
voiced by
opinion.
David Diggs, though. And we like David Diggs.
We do like David Diggs, but if it was biologically accurate, he would be dead.
Oh no. Well, hey, we haven't seen the ending yet.
You know who's also...
Sebastian's just upside down dead, floating in the water.
You know
by the
who
end of this movie.
biologically should also be dead? Inspector Shepard.
Inspector Shepard. I got one more thing. Did you hear about in the Lilo and Stitch live action that they're doing?
Unfortunately, also yes.
I have...
They got rid
yes.
of Cobra Bubbles.
No, why?
Why?
Listen, I'm not like a huge Disney head, but like the one I give a shit about is Lilo and Stitch because it's the best Disney movie of all time, and I'll die on that hill.
Lilo and Stitch is the movie that I was actively sitting in when I realized that I was alive and a human being and had human emotions at like age 6 or 7 when I figured that out. It was to Lilo
That
and
movie
Stitch.
will do it. Oh, that movie will do it.
So you had that experience watching Lilo and Stitch, and I had that experience watching Yu-Gi-Oh!
Yeah, Matt realized the weight of the universe and the possibility of death while watching Yu-Gi-Oh!
Yeah, I cried in a bathtub
God.
for a while after that.
I don't know when I experienced that.
When did you realize that mortality
I saw
was a
boobs.
thing?
I saw boobs for the first time in Fifth Element.
Whoa. You want to know when I saw boobs for the first time? I was sitting on our living room couch when I was maybe like 10 or 11.
Mom boobs don't count. Audience, by the way.
My dad was watching. I don't know why my dad thought watching the movie Risky Business while his young children were in the room.
Yeah.
Because literally within the first 10 minutes, there's a very visceral sex scene between Tom Cruise and I can't remember her name. I'm the worst. The woman who plays like the escort who shows up, who becomes his girlfriend. And there's this whole moment where like the wind blows and then the doors open and then I was sitting there on the couch just like wide eyed, and then as soon as it got through the scene, my mom shut the TV off and was like, "Why are you watching this with the kids awake?"
Everyone has a parent that just makes them like they'll bring them to shit, and they're like, "I just want to see this movie so bad. I don't care what my child gets exposed to."
Yeah.
Because that was the Fifth Element. Like the second Mila Jovovich was topless in that movie, I asked my mom, and she said, "Oh yeah, my thought was, well, damage is done." And then I watched a blue woman get gutted.
Yeah. I did have another. I feel like I've talked about this on the podcast. I had another moment where I was brought to see The Matrix Reloaded with my friend and his mom, and I was sitting next to his mom, not him. And then the scene where they're having like cave rave, and then Neo and Trinity start fucking. Boy, oh boy, what a time!
Shit, I'm gonna be thinking about the first time I felt emotions.
Between that and fucking Galaxy Quest, what a
Galaxy Quest is so fucking good. Hey, audience, can we do an episode on Galaxy Quest?
It has nothing to do with One Piece. We should finish talking about One Piece. We were so excited about like,
Thar's hammer.
we were so
gonna
excited
finish
about
One Piece.
we were so excited about like we were like, we're so ahead of schedule. We're not gonna get off tangent or anything.
It's fine. We got 2 more. We're like an episode and a half away from whatever.
Yeah.
And these are good. Hey, I had fun this arc.
Yeah, it
This
was
was
fun.
a good, tight, fun arc.
It was tight. It was fun. It was a good time.
It's almost as tight as Jonathan.
Did we do 205? Did we say 205?
Yeah, we're on 205. We didn't get past the crap. Talking about the crap.
right.
Nami finds the waiver. Sanji gets beat up, and he's into it.
Yep.
He's really into it.
He's really fucking into it. He's like,
I'm
hit
gonna-
me some
I had the
more,
thought-
Nami. Ooh.
I had the thought here that I will give Sanji credit in that he's like the least offensive one of these types of characters.
Yeah. That's
Like,
fair.
You know, there's worse ones. Master Roshi is worse. I still like Master Roshi more than Sanji, and I'm not happy about that,
Yeah.
but there's nostalgia driving that. Anyway, there's a picture of the elephant tuna in the vault and nothing else. Shepard shows up, who is voiced by Duncan Brennick. Do you know who else he voices, Matt?
No.
Mr. 3.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense. He sounded like Mr. 3.
And Babidi from Dragon Ball Z.
Ooh.
He also reminds me a lot of the Monarch from Venture Brothers. If anybody's watched that. It's really good. It's so good. It's really, really good. Matt, you would love the Venture Brothers. You know how that Velma show came out and it was just awful?
Yeah. This
The
is
Venture
not like
Brothers-
that at all.
It's the exact opposite. It even has a whole like dark Scooby-Doo thing where it's just like Jeffrey Dahmer or something leading the Scooby Gang. It's very good.
Hey, I'm checking it out. Oh, I'm checking it out.
Patrick Warburton.
Patrick
Warburton. I have to go let my cat out of my room because he's crying.
All
So
right.
you take it from here.
All right.
There's a bazooka.
Yeah, Shepard, the inspector, shows up and he whips out a bazooka, but he shoots it in the wrong direction, which is hilarious. And then he turns it around to shoot it at the Straw Hats inside the vault where the big fish is. But then Robin sprouts a bunch of arms again, and instead of breaking his neck, she flips the bazooka around in all different directions, and Shepard's just shooting the bazooka all in different directions because Robin's arms are making him do so.
That's episode 206.
Yeah, no, the Straw Hats run out, and then I said this because all the Marines get fucked up by all the bazooka blasts. As the Straw Hats are running out, I said Usopp inadvertently gives Shepard a V trigger. He's just like running out, and then just like as he runs by, just fucking full on knees Shepard in the face, and then keeps running.
Oh, like the Kenny Omega move. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Yes, the Kenny Omega running knee to the face.
Did you guys know that move was named after the ability in Street Fighter V?
I did. Yes, I did know that.
Okay, I'm just making sure. I'm making sure the audience knows that.
Street
It's a
Fighter
very-
6
Street
comes
Fighter
out.
6
It-
is coming out soon.
It's a very small Venn diagram of people who listen to this podcast for One Piece, absorb wrestling and know who Kenny Omega is, and have Street Fighter knowledge to know what V-Trigger is. I think it's 4 people, and we are 3 out of those 4. And the
Hey.
other one is Lloyd Sheffield.
Hey,
All people I've told this.
If-
like
if this makes people then go, ooh, I'm gonna go look up a clip of Kenny Omega giving a V trigger to someone, they'll see it and they'll go,
If
I can
there's
picture Usopp doing that to a Marine.
if there's a wrestler who can get weebs into pro wrestling, it's Kenny Omega. That man did a
Oh my
Sephiroth
God.
entrance. That man did a Sans Undertale entrance.
Yeah.
He's done everything.
Him or
That man really
him
leans
or
into it.
Xavier Woods / Austin Creed.
Yes.
yeah, they came in as Saiyans in Saiyan armor that one time.
Mhm.
They also came in as Final Fantasy characters on like a wheeling
Yeah.
ice cream cart, which is fun.
They had Sonic, Tails, and Knuckles inspired outfits.
Oh yeah,
Hey guys, wrestling isn't cool, which is why it's great.
yeah, exactly.
It is a second job though.
Yes. Anyway, they leave. Then Luffy immediately is like, I want to go to the kitchen. And they're like, why? And he's like, because they got meat and I'm hungry.
Yep. So, hey, as good a reason as any.
Oh, yeah. Chopper's scared. Straw Hats are in. That's it. Chopper's scared.
Chopper's scared. They just pop in, checking
Yeah.
on Chopper. And Chopper's like, don't like this.
Yep.
Last time I was alone, the boat caught on fire.
Luffy, Zoro, Robin, and Usopp are in the hallway, and they're trying to figure things out. But then they hear Kabato and Mekeo in a room. So then we cut to them in the room with them talking. And they're
We get a lot of this episode and the next episode. We get a lot of like Mekeo is definitely rocking some level of cancer. And
Yeah.
Kamato's trying to help him with it.
Yes.
And he's just like, it's fine.
Yeah.
I'll die when I'm dead.
Yeah.
Which is like just this weird dark undertone that's clearly never going to get resolved.
Yeah.
Like I doubt we see these characters again.
Do we see Mekeo or Kabato ever again, historian?
That's a great question that my brain doesn't have an answer to at this exact moment.
I'm going to call that a
I'm here for
no. But you know what is a go? The Straw Hats going to Jonathan's office, specifically Luffy and Nami, everybody gets back together, and they're like, "Here we go. We're gonna do this."
Yeah, Mekeo gave like Usopp. He's like, "Hey, a fisherman's always gonna keep his bait out where the fish can see it, because Jonathan's entire personality is fishing."
It is.
Oh.
The gold is the bait, and he's the fisherman.
So they figure it's in the office. It is.
Yup.
And they crash through it.
Yup.
And Jonathan's like, "Damn.
Good job."
Yeah. They immediately just net Luffy. It's at least we know. I wonder if like any villain is going to be like, "Oh, the only thing I need to take out this boy is a small net." I don't even think you need the sea prism stones.
Just a small net.
Just a small net.
He's like, "Oh no, you got me. Oh man."
I feel like you could tell Luffy that it's a sea prism stone net and it's not, and it would work.
I mean, literally later he jumps off the ship and he's on dry land and he's like, "I'm drowning. Oh no, I'm drowning."
But yeah, so Nami makes a thunderstorm, gets them out of there. They grab the gold and convene with the crew.
Yep.
And then Shepard's like, well, it's fine. We'll just let him go, and we'll catch him in the real net.
Yeah.
There's more than 12 ways to catch a fish.
And then they're like looking for the ship, and then they're like, "What's that marine ship? I don't recognize that one." And then you see the Mary disguised as a marine ship crash into another ship, and the paper mache just explodes off of it, and they're like, "All right, here we go."
Oh God, just absolutely decimates it.
It's awesome. Yeah, that's it. That's fine. That's yeah.
They did like the thing you could do in Mario Kart where you get like the streams and you get a little boost so you can zip past somebody.
Yes.
That's what it was.
Oh yeah.
Episode 206. Teamwork was the One Piece all along.
It was.
Background MVP is Octo Balloon.
Hell yeah.
Jonathan shows off his fishing skills with chess pieces.
He does.
My notes are bad because I always miss the point of the scene. All I could focus on was the fact that he's just like tossing out a line and then pulling on somebody's jacket, tossing out a line and then dangling a chess piece around. That's impressive.
I didn't have much better notes for this arc.
Okay.
I did write that. I said Jonathan was using fishing metaphors for describing how he was going to capture the Straw Hats.
That I feel like that's a pretty good.
Yeah, that's about it. And then he keeps talking about the 9 p.m. net, and it's like, what's the net? And then we find out
Jonathan didn't have a bucket hat.
He probably has one like in his office, and he just wasn't wearing it.
True.
We learned that the net that he keeps talking about is low tide o'clock.
Yeah, it's the reef, which I think we've like heard mentioned before.
Yeah, they had mentioned the reef, but they didn't really talk about like how it works. And but basically, it's like they can regulate the water level inside of the base with their big sluice gate, giant G-8 gate. Because they blew it open, they couldn't regulate the water. So all the water basically just drains out of the base at low tide, leaving it basically dry. So that's what happens in the ship goes aground.
At 9 p.m.
At 9 p.m., which is interesting because obviously it wouldn't be the same every single day unless tides are weird in the Grand Line. Are tides weird in the Grand Line?
They must be.
I'm assuming they work differently. I mean, their whole thing is, there's the knock-up streams. Think about how they got into the Grand Line was water running up a mountain.
Here's a thought. With Enuwu going to the moon, do you think that would fuck up the tides? Because
astronauts landing on our moon didn't fuck up the tides.
Well, yeah, but he's got a big old ship of gold, and he's big electrical man.
Decades of global warming is gonna fuck up the tides, man.
Yeah, they're gonna get big. Gonna get big.
Drake. They do show Drake and his crew measuring the water line.
Oh, nice.
And it's a little throwaway thing, but they have a big rope with red markers on it. So that might be where they got that info from.
Yeah.
It's a weird, they didn't need to put that in.
They didn't. No.
It's like a very like specific attention to detail. Kudos, One Piece.
Yeah.
You win this round. But we're
Um,
gonna get you. We're gonna figure it out.
Oh yeah.
the Mary goes aground, and then we see Mekao, and he's like, "I'm gonna go kick that guy's ass," because he's mad that Usopp let the ship go aground.
Oh, there's Usopp and Sanji are fighting in the background when we get back to the Going Merry.
Yeah,
There's like Usopp pops up, gets kicked in the face by Sanji, and they're just going at it
yeah.
like when those boys wrestle.
Jonathan's all like, "I respect you, Straw Hats, but I'm gonna get ya." And then we see
my buddy Smoker.
yeah, but then we see the Straw Hats, and like basically they're all like, "Oh, we're gonna use dials to get out of this." So then they're gonna use, we're gonna use Usopp's impact dial that he like charged up through the fighting earlier to basically blast the ship forward into the air, and then they're going to use heat and fire dials to reinflate the fucking octopus balloon to then float them up and out of the fortress.
Yes.
Solid science.
Yeah, during all that, they're like coming up with plans. There's a bunch of holes in the Going Merry too, so they can't like be in the water right now.
Yeah.
There's a shot where all the boys are just Scooby Dooing out the side of one of those holes, and it's very good.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, I think Usopp, Sanji, Zoro, and Chopper. There's lots of cannons pointed at them. Jonathan gives the ultimatum. He just wants Luffy and Zoro. The rest can go free. Doesn't Robin have a bounty at this point, or am I
Robin
wrong?
definitely has a bounty too, and like Nico Robin has a bounty as well. I'm like,
Don't Google
Nine-
it.
Which makes sense. I
5%.
feel like the Robin's the most valuable person to get a hold of because she can read poneglyphs. If the Marines even know what those are. I don't know if they know what those are.
I don't think they know what they are.
At this
Or
point,
they-
I think it's safe for you guys to assume that Robin has a bounty due to the fact that she was so high up in the Baroque works.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't
Do
think
you
it's been established what or why.
Do you think after this, the other Straw Hats get bounties because Jonathan was like, "Oh, you're like Nami." He was like, "Oh, you're the last one of the Straw Hats for me to meet."
Probably not, because this isn't canon, right? Or this is like a filler.
This is technically considered a filler arc.
Damn.
I will say there is a moment later on where the Straw Hats do get their bounties, and it is made very, very clear when all of that happens, and it's a really good fun moment.
It's going to be when my sister went to Kansas and came back and got me a One Piece t-shirt
Mm-hmm.
with a bunch of wanted posters on it. I have it. Hold on.
Okay. He's gonna go get that T-shirt while we are on the podcast.
I have it.
He's got it right there. That was quick.
We got the Luffy,
it's-
Monkey D. Luffy
yeah, it's
one. We
technically
got Zoro,
spoilers
all ones
as
we know.
well.
We got Nami. Nami's looking very like sultry, like she's doing a little pose. There is one for Robin. She's also doing. I'm showing this to Matt. Robin's doing a pose. I don't know if you can. It blocks me when I show it to you. Robin. We got Brooke, who is a man, but I think he's a skeleton. Later on. There is Chopper. So this has been spoiled to me because I
Is
bought
his
a
like
t-shirt, so I'm
$50?
subjecting that to it.
Is Chopper's thing $50?
Yeah.
That's
Oh, I didn't
fucking
even notice that.
hilarious.
Chopper's only worth $50.
That's awesome.
We got Frank. Hold on.
I don't care. I don't care about the rest of it. Chopper's fucking bounty's 50 berries. That's hilarious. It's because he's such a good boy. They can't fault him that hard.
I don't know who the fuck. You know who's missing is Usopp, but we do have Soj King.
Doge King?
This is so out of
So
context.
I don't know who the fuck Soj King is, but he's got a big ol' honkin' Usopp nose. Matt,
Soj King?
I don't know if this is a legitimate One Piece shirt or not, and I'm gonna show you why I think that.
Okay.
Okay, are you ready for Sanji's?
Yeah.
I hope this is real more than anything in the world.
Is it like the whole? Whoa! Why do his lips look like that? Why does his face look like
he was
that?
drawn by like a fifth grader. It's the funniest shit. I got this shirt and I just said, "What's wrong with Sanji?"
Can you take a picture of that? And I want to. We have an Instagram as of today, and I want to post it on the Instagram.
So I don't know if that's real or not. I have no idea.
That's the funniest thing I've ever seen.
I think it's a. And I'm too fat to wear this shirt, so this is gonna go to the historian.
I'm so excited.
I mean, it's got like.
I
think it's real.
I don't think that's
His
a
box-
picture. I don't think that's a picture of Sanji, Mike. I think that's a picture of Mr. Prince. Ooh, it's Mr. Prince. Or maybe that's like 4-Kid Sanji. That is like the epitome.
I hope so bad that that's Sanji's like wanted poster. I was also like, I don't know. It's very interesting to get these random. I'm glad I don't have to. I'm never gonna buy One Piece merchandise because everyone who knows I do this podcast now is just gonna get me One Piece stuff for like birthdays and holidays.
Yeah.
But I love getting shit like this because I'm like, okay, like Frankie's doing a thing. Why is Brook a human? I don't understand. I thought he was a skeleton man who ate like the skeleton fruit or something. And then I don't know who Soj King is and
So good.
whatever his cryptocurrency scheme is.
And
then bootleg Sanji.
I hope that's Sanji's wanted poster, and when they all get each other's posters and they're all like celebrating and also comparing dick sizes about like who's got the bigger bounty, and then they all see that, and it's literally just like them making fun of Sanji for like hours. That's so funny. That's so funny. That's awesome.
Sanji's. So I think it goes like Luffy, Zoro, Robin, Sanji in terms of who's the most wanted.
Hell yeah.
I think Chopper's is just Chopper about to go to town on some cotton candy.
He is. That's. I mean, at this point, you guys have kind of seen the bounty posters. They give like names with them. And Chopper's is like the cotton candy lover, and it's like him about to mow on some cotton candy.
It's incredible. Sorry, I just had to share that. That was a little fun thing that happened to me, and I guess that's a spoiler. I don't know if boxlunch.com is a legitimate T-shirt site, but
that box lunch is a legitimate merchandise site.
Oh, I think that's actually Sanji's wanted poster, man.
That's awesome. Can we just I'm just gonna say this. Their fucking plan works. They launch the ship into the sky. They get the octopus balloon blown up, and they float over the top of the fortress. And the Marines, they're like, "No!" And then Jonathan's like, "Good, they got away, but darn, oh well. You know what we did earn today? Unification amongst all the Marines here on the fortress. That's the more important thing than actually catching the pirates is being a good team." And that's it. And then like him and Jessica and all them are like teary-eyed and smiling and nodding their heads. And then
Jessica Punch is what's it, Shepherd, which is good.
Yes, but that's it. That's basically the fucking episode.
Two fun standouts. Is there's a That 70s Show style spin around of the entire crew coming up with like we can use like the dial to get out, and then we can use the octopus, and they're like, I wish we still had the octopus, and then it goes like Luffy just appears in the group and he's like, I've got the octopus, and then Usopp's like, Luffy's got the octopus, and it just keeps going. And then Luffy pulls the octopus out of the front of his pants, and everyone's like, why did you do that? And Luffy says he wanted to keep the octopus safe. Luffy's has been just belted in the dick by a god man before, so I don't know why he thinks it's safe there.
But like his jorts are the most amount of armor that Luffy has at any given time.
That is true. Living that monk life. And then Usopp he is forced to use the dial which is also fun. And that's the Gate arc.
That's it.
I don't know what we're watching for next time, actually.
I don't either.
So you guys are entering the Long Ring Longland arc. Long Ring Longland arc goes from 207 to 219.
Okay. So we have to math that. How many episodes is that, Matt?
207 to 219.
Yes.
That is 13
Like 12
episodes.
13 episodes?
Yeah,
Okay.
so we could do 6 and 7 or 7 and 6.
Yeah, it's doable.
6 and 7.
I got a slow weekend this weekend, so let's do 7 then 6.
All right, so we'll do 207 to
213. You end with
13.
213, yeah.
Yeah.
7, 2, 8, 2, 9, 2.
Perfect.
All right.
I'm curious in perspective before I post the game. The website I'm looking at for like the episode breakdowns has the Japanese and the English release dates when they originally aired. So the start of the Long Ring Longland arc aired Halloween, October 31st, 2004. How old would you
What?
guys have been?
13?
Wait, say that again. October what?
October 31st, 2004.
I just turned 14.
Okay, and then for point of reference, this aired in the United States May 19th, 2013.
May 19th, 2013.
Yes, there's a
I was close to graduating college.
Yeah, there was a 9-year delay between.
I was 9 years. Ooh, I was 22. I had already graduated college.
Gross.
Surprise. Yeah.
I think the authorities were looking for the Boston bomber at that time.
Wait, what?
2013.
What was the date?
May 19th.
No, they was already caught by that point.
It was already caught. Okay.
It was only like a 4
I
day
think I just
span.
outed where I went to college. It's fine. Maybe I'll bleep that. I'll probably forget.
Do you want?
I'm really hard to Google. I'm not worried about it. They don't even know my last name.
No accidental doxing on this
They probably
podcast.
know my last name. If you can figure it out, do context clues. Anyway, hey, we got a game.
We do have a game.
Cool. Is it like Parcheesi or?
No, the game is the same game that it is just about every week.
Okay.
Okay. Should I post the game on Instagram now?
No.
Okay, I won't. Join the Discord,
Yeah.
folks.
Join the Discord. What is?
Ooh, look at this picture. All right, we are looking at a picture of motherfucking Whitebeard sitting in a big old chair staring at Shanks. And Shanks appears to have a large pot with a knob on top of it.
It's probably booze,
Booze or a bomb? Or both?
like sake or something. I bet this. I think this is season 2 of All in the Family. When Archie Bunker, his weird hippie neighbor, comes over. I don't know. I think Shanks dies at some point.
Yeah? I don't think Shanks
I bet
dies.
Shanks dies at some point.
I don't. Okay, well, that's not an answer to the game, Mike.
No, it's not.
I'm going to say this is episode 217.
Okay.
I'm gonna say 400 even.
I think number wise, technically Mike is closer. He is over, however. This is episode 316.
I was off by 100. No matter what it is, I'm always going to go, I was off. I was so close.
Okay. I think I talked to the historian about this. There's certain characters I don't see with like the newer art style.
Mhm.
Makes me suspicious. It's hard not to think about. I don't want to spoil things for myself, but sometimes your brain just goes places.
No, that definitely makes sense. There are characters. I mean, it's very clear with the Straw Hats, pre and post time skip designs. And some of those characters,
Everybody gets whiter.
Everyone gets a little bit white. There are characters that you don't see with time skip, either because they do not make it to the time skip, or genuinely their character just hasn't been seen since the time skip.
Oh man, I know Smoker makes it. That's all that matters.
Yeah, Smoker gets a sick undercut.
I know he gets.
That's it. That's all he gets.
As far as I can tell, maybe a scar. Did they add a scar? You sent me a picture of like new Smoker.
Well, yeah, because you got a haircut, and I was like, congratulations.
Yeah,
it's new Smoker.
I made another haircut.
Yeah.
That's the show. That's
That's
One
it.
Piece,
We
guys.
did
We
it.
finished One Piece.
One Piece. That's it.
And it turns out it was just teamwork. That's all it was.
I feel weird. I feel like we're a half hour faster than we normally are.
I know, really like denying people this kind
Well,
of content. Do you want me to talk about something? What?
Did you guys want to start doing cover
fuck.
stories today?
We also have 2
Yeah.
transponder snails. We've completely forgot
Oh
about
my God.
transponder
Oh,
snails.
Yeah, we're off our
Do
game
the
today.
transponder snails.
All right. I will read the first one. The first one is from the fantastic, the amazing, the incomparable Ben Teneru. Ben Teneru. Hey, Matt and Mike.
Sorry for making fun of Ben 10 characters
sorry.
last week.
Hey, it's fine because Ben Teneru says, "Hey, Matt and Mike, to answer your question, I would say I do kin Ben 10."
Oh.
All right, so now all we have to do is find someone in the Discord who kins Ultimate Kevin, and then we can pit them into a fight against each other. That'll be a special episode of the podcast. Mike and I will do commentary.
All joking aside, and I'm dead serious about this, I'm upset that I didn't create a piece of media with the character named Ultimate Kevin. It's so much like a Pete and Pete character, like Endless Mike.
It's so good. Yeah. Ultimate Kev. Anyway, Ben Teneru says, to answer your question, I would say I do kin Ben 10. Now, with that one out of the way, the battle we chose this week is Katana Devil versus Shanks.
Oh. Shanks. Katana Devil blows chunks. That dude doesn't do anything.
Nobody's
scared of katanas.
I'm trying to remember. Katana Devil we're talking about Chainsaw Man, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is Katana Devil the devil that is like attached to the katana that kills like whoever like uses the katana?
No, Katana Devil is just like a Chainsaw Man adjacent.
Oh, it's that fucking guy. Yeah. I know you're talking.
Yeah, he tries to
fight.
assassinate him in the restaurant, and then he gets glassed in 2 seconds.
Yeah, fuck that guy. Yeah, Shanks would do it because
also
Shanks would be in the restaurant and he'd just like stare him down and give him a little like wink, and then the Katana Devil would just explode.
Yeah. Their whole thing is like
he's got that riz.
Chainsaw Man's so powerful because things are afraid of chainsaws.
Yeah,
and like, what's more afraid of a chainsaw than a monster? That's why he's so good. Nobody's afraid of katanas.
Yeah. Shanks already has only one arm, so it's not even like he's scared of losing the other one.
Yeah, the ability to stare things into submission.
Yeah.
As that's all we know about Shanks.
Yeah.
But
so Shanks, yes, Shanks. He
definitely Shanks
for sure. It says choose the next battle: 1, 2, 5, or 8. I hope y'all are enjoying.
You choose.
I'm going to say 1. Because
that's what I would have chosen.
Yeah, it says I hope y'all are enjoying these hypothetical fights. Sincerely, Ben Teneru. I'm loving the fights.
It's kind of fun. Yeah.
I'm interested if this is like, I like that we're choosing the numbers because it's not. I feel like it's keeping me. I'm not looking ahead in the bracket. I'm just enjoying it for what it is.
Yeah, we get to live in the moment.
We're living in the moment. We're enjoying it. It's good. Thank you, Ben Teneru, for the tournament. Would you like to read this one, or I can read it? It's up to you.
Sure, I'll take this one. So this one is titled "The Bit Worked" from friend of the show, Sweet Pea.
Sweet Pea.
It says, "Hi fam, emailing from the past, moments into podcast episode 21, and Mike's." I'm gonna do it again now. I'm reading this.
You've done this.
And And Mike's "Hey Google" bit worked. The nuance, however, was it played the Japanese extra long version of "We Are," which was the most incredible saxophone I've heard in an anime intro. I don't want to encourage Mike's shenanigans, but I begrudgingly thank you for enriching our lives.
Can I pause
You're
here?
welcome.
Can I pause here for just a second?
Sure.
Anytime I hear "We Are," like anytime I hear any little bit of "We Are," I start crying. I don't know.
Even during like the recap episode?
Yes, especially during the recap. I don't know what the fuck it is, but now anytime I hear "We Are," I am welled up with emotion, and I'm just like, I'm in it, and I'm feeling it, and I think it's wonderful. I think it's great. I love it. But I just like, this fucking show has a hold of me.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's it. I just need to say that. I can't hear it. Are you playing it right now?
Yeah.
I can't hear it at all.
I think Discord's trying to save us from whatever noise is happening. I think it's being blocked by Discord.
You can't hear that?
I didn't hear anything, no.
Yeah,
Oh,
Discord.
damn.
Discord's trying to save us from ambient noise.
Yeah.
Motherfuckers.
It's going to be fun.
"We Are" is not ambient. Anyway,
It's
continue with the
going to
email.
be fun with your recording, because it's going to be playing. It's going to be me going, I can't hear it. Anyway, the rest of Sweet Pea's email. I've been holding back emailing. Or do you want to go? You go.
What? Oh, yeah, you take it. We'll do
We'll do every other paragraph.
yeah.
I've been holding back emailing, so I have a couple things to mention. Jay and I are now on episode 125, so we're closing the gap.
Oh my God.
We hope to catch
We're
up
the
to
only
you.
ones watching along.
Yeah, we
Nice.
hope to catch up to you guys in the next month or two, so we can listen contemporaneously. Hopefully that will mean you have 3 people listening along as of episode 21. That's freaking awesome. They are literally about to finish Alabasta, which is pretty exciting.
Enjoy. You guys are going to get hit with the hard "We Are."
Oh my God. I'm good, just bawling my eyes out. I love that moment so much. So good. Fucking
There's a really bad joke I just
do it.
Didn't mean to make.
Say it. Say it.
What? No, I said they're going to get hit with a hard "We Are," which sounded like a hard R
Michael.
Yeah.
joke. I know. I
Michael.
didn't mean to.
Michael.
I didn't mean
Read
to.
the next paragraph.
It's like that video when Luffy was stuck in the ground, in the Japanese version. Okay, and now this is continuing the email. Okay, and now the most important piece of information. One piece of information. We too love Little Debbie's treats. As Matt mentioned, I like episode 5. Haha. Did you know they have Little Debbie ice cream? They're dirt cheap pints and taste great. My favorite are the strawberry shortcake and Nutty Buddy flavors. What?
I didn't.
Thank you all, including the
Yeah.
historian, for this podcast, as it's a great companion, and there's no way in hell we would commit to 1,200 anime episodes without you. Dr. Tony Chopper for life. Love, 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 Sweet Pea. And there's a picture of the little
Oh my God.
Debbie's. They got the oatmeal cream pie ice cream.
They got cosmic brownie ice cream. I would fuck up all of this ice cream. I want to eat it right now in my mouth.
I didn't
please.
know
What-
these existed. I did find them in the most podunk grocery store in like Deep Woods, Pennsylvania last month, and that is the only place I've ever seen them, but I did fuck up a nutty bar.
Hell yeah.
What is your, both Matt and historian, what are your like Little Debbie's of choice?
I mean, zebra cakes. 100% zebra cakes always.
Mm-hmm.
I would
Okay.
fuck up that strawberry shortcake ice cream though. Holy shit.
I'm an oatmeal cream girl.
Hell yeah. Team oatmeal cream pie.
Yeah.
Did you not want
fucking
to?
good.
Did you all not want to say cream pie on the podcast?
I just said cream pie.
Okay.
I was trying to keep it a PG Little Debbie snack, but yeah, oatmeal cream pie.
Matt, I'll take a cream pie any day of the week.
I'm gonna get a nutty bar all up in my cream pie.
I'll get a nutty bar and a cream pie in my tummy.
Sweet Pea, I appreciate the picture of the ice creams. Also, I appreciate the amount of peanut butter you have on your countertop. And I'm assuming honey there. That looks delicious. I want to eat all of that. I want to eat everything on your counter. Thought you should know. Should we share this? We probably shouldn't share this photo in the Discord.
It's fine. Just Google Little
Just
Debbie's
Google
ice cream.
Little Debbie's ice cream and you'll love it.
Hold on, I got this.
Anyway,
Hey Google, look up pictures of Little Debbie's ice cream. Thank you. If you don't think your Siris or your Googles or whatever, like, you're not gonna last in the.
You will be the first to
hell
die in the
robot future.
uprising.
Yeah, you're 100%. You're gonna get that fucking like robot stomping on your skull with a little Adidas logo. It's gonna be bad times.
hell yeah. Anyway, thank you everyone for listening, and thank you for the transponder snails. Please continue to send them in. We love talking to you.
Do we want to save the historian's new bit for next week?
Yeah, we need to kind of iron
Plan it
out,
out.
I think, how this is going to be broken out.
Yeah,
it's true.
we're gonna be.
And it's such a good new element to the podcast, so you should definitely listen to all the coming ones if you want to hear it.
Yeah, for sure. And you should also, if you haven't already, I should post the link now in the Discord, but the Dixord, if you will. But now we have an Instagram, and I'm gonna basically get rid of all of our other social media and just try to promote
'em.
on Instagram, because that seems like the preferred social media of choice.
All hail the lizard lord.
Yes.
We don't want none of those crypto bros, just weird men who don't blink.
Yeah. So we're gonna
Hey.
and thanks for listening.
I know we're quite a few episodes in, but I got an idea for a new sign off.
Okay.
Just to like make it cohesive at the end.
Okay.
Really tighten it up.
What is
Okay.
it?
I'm going to ask Matt what he thinks the One Piece is, and then he's going to answer with whatever comes to mind.
Ooh.
How do we feel about that?
I mean,
What-
anything is better than us just announcing what current life trauma we have and then like hard cutting to the
Oh,
outro.
I can do that too.
No.
Okay. Should I base it off of what just happened in the episodes we
Whatever
watched
you,
today? Or
Matt,
just,
I don't give a shit. You can
Alright.
do whatever you want.
Honestly, I
Okay.
think this week the One Piece is Little Debbie's ice creams.
Ooh. I think the historian just robbed you.
I think the historian just robbed me of
Yoink.
my glorious.
So maybe I'll just ask both of you, and whoever answers first wins.
Yeah, that's fair.
So it's going to set up like this. Let's do it properly.
Okay. All right.
So I can put some fucked up music
Yeah.
afterwards. Hey guys,
Yeah.
what do you guys think the One Piece is this week?
It's the cream pie that I nutty buddied all over.
You really robbed the historian.
I don't feel robbed. I feel like I
Okay.
made a better joke in there.
And it's recorded, so we all know.
Okay, I'm gonna stop recording.
Put the
now.
Goof Troop song after this. Let's get some Disney attention.